so where are we at right now? What department is this here? What's this rack about?
So this is, we're in print production right now. Typically on the board behind here, we would develop all of our graphics with our artists, with Shepard, with his studios, some freelancers we work with, and then we put them into categories about what blanks they go on. So some of them go on basic tees. A lot of times, and especially in streetwear, and when you're getting started, you really don't know what the interest is on stuff. You don't know how many to make. In our industry, we always say, you know, the death of things is inventory, excess inventory. So you don't want to ever create too much stuff. So always keep that in mind. But check this out. So this is where we shoot stuff for catalog, for our B2B, for our website, everything like that. So we'll have models come in, we'll shoot a lot of flat stuff. It's a pretty fun space.
The establishment here, this is going to be Carlos. And what's your title here? What do you do?
In-house photographer, but also dabble in e-com, Shopify backend, email blasts, all that good stuff. And I started as an intern. Man, that was like 3-4 years ago. I think I was around 20 years old. I don't know, people say a lot of things about internships. That thing was a blast. Just learning from my predecessor how to shoot photos, how to do the back-end Shopify stuff, and just like learning all those tools and just kind of not necessarily being like thrown into it, but just like them teaching me everything and then just having the confidence of he's got it. I met Adrian Lopez, which is the owner, founder, just legendary pro skateboarder, through a warehouse sale. I literally told him, I was like, I will clean your floors, I will not care. And he literally, like right there in the spot, gave me his email, told me to send my resume here, portfolio, everything. And literally within 4 days, he was like, hey, come in for an interview. We like what you're doing, and we have this internship. If you'd be willing to do it. Adrian Lopez, like, so good, like, so quick, no questions asked, to put his hand out and like help you.
Yeah.
You know, dude, I was 20 years old, didn't know a darn thing about this industry. Definitely easier said than done, but it's always worth it at the end of the day to find that internship you want and go for it. Yeah, you're gonna find other things that like might take place of that. Just build your skills, build what you know, like master what you know, master what you want to know, and then just bring that to the table. I feel like you do know more than you give yourself credit for, but at the same time, there's still so much more that I could like learn.
Where can they find all that clothing at?
Losermachine.com or our Instagram, losermachine, @losermachine. Also Dark Seas division, darkseas.com, and at Dark Seas on Instagram. Please check them out. I love these places. I love this place. I love these guys.
Hey, what's going on, guys? We're here at the production that Lisa's sampling right here with Trent. How you doing today?
Good, how you doing, man?
Doing all right. So give us a little bit of background on what goes on here.
So yeah, I'm Trent. I handle the sample department here. So as soon as Scott's done separating artwork, it'll usually come over to me. After that, we'll get screens burned, and then we'll take it out to the sampling floor where we will kind of finalize and rework all the designs and get them ready for production.
My name is Scott Butler, and I am the art department here at Dimensions and Screen Printing. I take the artwork for the people that we print for, Obey, Loser Machine, Fender, all of our other different companies. They supply me the artwork, and my job is to take their artwork and to break it down into what's called separations. Basically, you're breaking, you know, a design that can be simple, like a 1-color, 2-color, 3-color design, up to a full-color, photo-realistic piece of art. And I basically have to break it down into its individual colors.
Daily, we have 4 guys out there, and usually each guy gets probably 3 styles done a day. So that'd be roughly around 90 shirts that they print.
Whether it's like a, you know, red, blue, yellow, orange, green, those then translate to screens out there in the shop where they burn the screens. And then once they burn the screens, those screens get loaded onto the machine. They put in the whatever ink color that job is requesting.
Alrighty, so basically right here, Nelson has a work order right here that we have. He's working on some, it looks like some Obey bags that are going down. So there's all the schematics with the size, colors. Comes over to this machine right here.
The more detail that's in a design, you'll want that to be on a higher mesh. That way it picks up all the little tiny details in there. Kind of more solid prints, like most of these that you'd see here, would be on kind of a lower mesh screen.
Those go into the screens as inks, and then they just do it one at a time. That squeegee will pull each one of those screens with that ink in there, and each one of those screens registers to the next one.
It's definitely a lot more difficult than just watching the guys print.
Not as easy as it looks,
Yeah,
right?
not as easy as it looks.
Yeah, I've been screen printing for a while, so that's why I was talking to one of the guys out there and seeing him, and he was kind of breaking down the whole process.
Yeah.
It's pretty neat. So pretty tight-knit group here, or?
Oh yeah. Most of the guys out there, they've worked for the company, some of them since it started. So,
Wow.
so they've been here for a while.
So if you see right here, yellow 2122, you put yellow by hand. Look at that, 2122.
You know, a little letter or a corner isn't quite the right color or isn't on the right plate, well, that slows down the machines out there. Then they have to wait for a new screen to get burned, me to fix the artwork. So
Wow.
I really have to pay attention.
Very detailed.
Very detail oriented.
What's your favorite part about doing all the sampling?
Definitely just working on the designs and really just dialing in the colors just to get things to match as perfectly as possible.
Going to an art school where I majored in advertising and illustration, we kind of all thought when we were becoming seniors that we were going to be able to almost get guaranteed a job when we got out. Well, that was not the case.
I've kind of taught myself Illustrator and Photoshop from working here. I used it a little bit in college, but primarily here is where I've learned everything that has to do with screen printing.
Don't give up on your dreams if that's really what you want to do. It's definitely fun to be creative, you know? I feel very fortunate that, you know, every day I get up in the morning to come to work and, you know, I get to either, you know, do my separations or I get to create something from nothing. And it's rewarding too when you do something that is really, you know, a nice piece of artwork and someone really enjoys it or loves it or compliments you on it. It really makes you feel good inside.
Definitely. Hey guys, we're here with Elizabeth Perez. One of the most important things in any company is going to be your money, which is, what department is that?
Accounting. I actually went to school and got a degree in business administration with a focus on accounting.
Was it easy to get a job with that degree?
It was not, because I had no experience, so it was kind of tough. So when my friend called, I was like, okay, it doesn't matter, I'm going to go and work because I'm willing to work, I want to work hard and help my family. I didn't have experience, as I mentioned, but you know what, hard work pays off, because my boss gave me the opportunity, and the partners gave me the opportunity to learn and to kind of like get more engaged in the accounting and the more important things. If you start in a company and it's not exactly what you want, but it's a good opportunity, you should take it, because you will learn. It doesn't matter if it's not in your degree, you will learn something that you can apply later on. So I've noticed that many people have received opportunities. Like, I think one of the key things is that you have to work hard and be dedicated to what you do. Well, my advice would be to, like, especially for girls, I guess. I know girls in my culture, especially, they like to, or they think that the best way to go after graduating high school is just to get married and, you know, continue on with life like their parents. But I think it's also a good idea to look into a career in something you really like, because you can accomplish so many things, and you can also learn to look after yourself. Because, you know, things don't work out sometimes in life, and you just have to have a plan. When you grow professionally, it's a satisfaction that you give to yourself and also to your family. And you are an example to others coming behind you. There might be challenges you may face in industries that are male-dominated. For example, my sister, she went to school and got a degree in engineering. But it was really hard to get like internships or any job at all because it's mostly male. It's male-dominated. But she didn't give up, and she graduated and all. She didn't end up working in engineering, but she had another passion that she pursued, and she's doing well, because, you know, your degree will open doors. It doesn't matter what it is on. It will open doors wherever you go.
Hey guys, here we are with Steve. First off, I want to start by saying thank you so much for taking the time, allowing us to roam around and interview. So tell us a little bit about yourself. You know, how'd you get started in this? Tell us a little bit about your upbringing and, you know, the whole story behind this.
Well, I started out as I was an aerospace welder, became a welder at McDonnell Douglas, and
Did that take schooling as well? Because being
yeah,
a welder,
I went
you gotta know.
to like an RO, I think, called ROP, I think they call
Yeah.
it, thing, and I learned there, and then I started at McDonnell Douglas. I was at 8 when I turned 18 years old, and the next guy was like 37 years old.
Wow.
So I worked there for I think 5 or 6 years, and I kind of did this on the side. When I probably like in the 8th grade, my parents bought me a little one-color screen print machine. So I'd make little, shirts for the kids in the neighborhood and stuff like that. It was tough. I mean, I got married, bought a house, and started a company with no customers. And I worked my butt off, and my wife helped me. And we were driving up to, I used to be a member at the House of Blues up there in Los Angeles. And I was driving up with, he's one of my partners now, Chris. And he was telling me, oh, there's Shepard Fairey stuff. And then we saw Space Invaders stuff, and I didn't even know who these guys were. And then on that Monday, the FedEx box came in, and Shepard wanted me to, do his clothing line, and that's how the whole thing basically got started.
In the very beginning, it was more like this kind of like hip hop, like punk kind of vibe, and then next thing you know, with the Nordstrom crowd is the more, the everyday, kind of just normal, average consumer that shops at Nordstrom, and then it started, trickle down to the high school, kind of the younger crowd as well, started to get in on the action.
Most kids have a dream, and follow it. I just think it's important that they don't give up, because I think it's, if you give up, you quit, what I mean? So I think if you just keep working at it, get involved with that culture of kids, or hang around with those people, read up on it, apply for jobs at those places, And even here, I think, I've seen the kids come in here and start and just work their way up, with the passion that they have. And, I would say just don't quit, just keep going for it,
Go to work, do the work as best as you can. Hopefully, that translates into a company that appreciates that, because there are companies that don't appreciate that.
It's like I said, it's super important to have those great people around you. And I always think I'm the dumbest guy in the whole company, because these people, I can't do a lot of the jobs that they do. And another thing, I lean on those people. I'll always go ask. I'll say to them, how would you do it? You know what I mean? Because in my mind, I have an idea how I would do it, but I don't really do it on a day-to-day basis. They're the ones doing it. So a lot of times first question I'll ask is, how would you do it? And honestly, I can't tell you how many times they're like, I do it like this, and I'm like, I never even thought of that. So to me, I think, just good people, just good, and take care of them, because they're going to take care of you.
One of the good things about Obey, especially, is there's that culture of being able to grow in the company. Like my brother, I hired him when I was warehouse manager. Now he's international customer service. He handles our Europe and Asia with our accounts out there.
There's a million ways to skin it, so I think just be creative, and I think most business owners are creative. And I know a lot of these kids that in this organization is, or might not be able to make it to college, and I think if you working hard, I just think, and surround yourself with good people. I think that's super important. And